Hey everyone, this is Dr. Ken. Welcome to the next Pole Mechanics. So I originally was planning on releasing a video that was just promoting the new series that I just launched. It's a foundations course that is all about pole acrobatics. It's the entry-level material that most people would need in order to be safe on pole. However, I don't really do well advertising, especially for the sake of advertising. I feel really strange about it. So what I'm doing instead is I'm just gonna teach here a concept and just let you know that that package is available. What I want to talk about here is actually related to momentum more than it is a specific move. It's a concept that a lot of people struggle with when they try pole acrobatics. And what that is following momentum and adjusting your body around the momentum rather than trying to force your body into a certain direction where the momentum isn't natural. Now, what do I mean by that? Let's do this. It's a simple leg swing, okay? So I'm swinging backwards and forwards here. And there's a very natural rhythm. You want to feel this. It's like up, down, up, down, up, down, up, right? And if I accelerate this quicker, it no longer feels natural, it no longer looks natural, and it seems forceful, it seems rigid, right? It seems hard. If I slow it down too much, I've lost the rhythm, I've lost the ability to ride out that momentum. Because a lot of this comes from just gravity and gravity's pull, and just feeling that energy as you accelerate down, and then it slows down, and then accelerates down, and it slows down. So it's not something that you can almost force to happen any quicker or slower. Instead, it's more about timing. But when your body changes alignment, you still should follow that momentum. You shouldn't alter it too much, or at the very least, you should reroute it. So, what do I mean by that? If my leg is swinging up here, right? This is the moment for most techniques when it's about to stop, where I have the option of altering that momentum, altering the direction. Same thing on the back. If I swing back here, this is the moment that I have the chance to change directions. Of course, if it's swinging back and I begin turning, I have other options. But for a lot of acrobatic techniques, it's that suspension period that you want to emphasize. Let's break it down. If I swing backwards, this is a backswing, but at the top of this swing, I want to pull. Now this is a forward swing. Backward swing, up, forward swing, relative to my body at least. So you can essentially switch directions just by turning your body around that momentum. Let's do it a little more like to the natural rhythm. So forward, backwards, right? On the backwards, whoa. You see that? It didn't look strained, it shouldn't have looked hard. It's whoa, okay? Still following the natural rhythm. Now, you can do this for other orientations too, but some are going to be more awkward than others. Let's say I don't turn all the way to the front and I turn sideways. I go, up, up. Right? If I turn sideways, the momentum's coming back, and then at that point I need to readjust. I need to do something else in order to not collide. A more common problem happens. It's when people don't turn quick enough to orient their body to an ideal landing. Here's an example. It's my favorite technique maybe ever. It's called the orbiter. Basically, this is what the full one looks like. Okay? Looks like a flip, blah, 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 blah. But the truth is it's more about a hip turn. It's more about facing downwards for the landing very quickly. So here's the, just like what we showed you, here's the upswing. And then, once I go to this side, I need to face down for a good landing. If I face sideways, it's not a good landing, or if I'm still facing up, it's not a good landing. Once again, here's the full thing, okay? But I'll show you with a partial rotation, okay? Right? It changes the line and I've kind of lost the ability to land safely because this is not a comfortable landing position. This is a much more comfortable landing position. So I'll see if I can do it slowly. Ka, ka, ka. Right here, once my foot is up here, I have to turn down, right? Then, when I'm landing, if I'm facing down, I can absorb force. If I'm landing in any other position, if I line up, it's like, how do I keep my legs in this position and still have my hips up? Doesn't work very well. Or sideways. Sideways, right? No, it's down, down. Oh, let's show one more example. Maybe that's confusing for some of you to see it. I want this forward swing to become a backward swing. So, I'm gonna also rotate the opposite direction that you would think. Kick up, and I want to turn to a backswing, but I'm going to rotate instead of this way, which is natural, this way. And you can see my legs are getting caught up. How does this become a backswing? Forward swing. What if I hop over? Now it's a backswing. Okay? Let's see what that looks like. Forward swing, back swing. And what's interesting about this is the outside leg is doing the same thing. So I have this forward swing with the inside, but this is relative to the other one, a back swing. Forward swing, back swing down here. And then when I step over, when I hop over, this becomes a front swing. Right? Watch the right leg. You see that? That's now a front swing. So in other words, I'm doing a scissor action between my legs at the moment of change, at the apex of this swing. This up, down, up, down. At the up, one leg switches, just like that. And it looks interesting. It looks a lot more complicated than it is. Let's watch again. So here. Okay, and it's a single switch. You can even do this small, you don't have to do it big. Up, down. This is applicable to so many different techniques, so many skills, and it is the culprit for why a lot of people struggle with a lot of the techniques that just rely on this up-down momentum. You can't resist it for a lot of techniques. In a backflip, when it's time to come down, you have to come down. You can't suspend in the middle of the air, not unless you're brutally strong. You have to just get your body to the right position for that landing. I know it's very conceptual, so for a lot of people it's a very brainy type of tutorial, but I hope it's valuable to you anyway. I want to come back to the Pole Foundations pack that I just released. It is 76 silent tutorials that covers the entire spectrum of what I consider the very basics of pole acrobatics. This material is derived from a number of other art forms, everything from martial arts to parkour to gymnastics to even my chiropractic background, and of course pole. But I specifically designed it to focus on pole. In parkour, you might learn a perfect symmetrical landing. But in pole, because we work on a cylindrical apparatus, we're almost always traveling in a circle, which means that almost always we land a little bit off center or a little bit asymmetrically. Keeping that in mind, for every single one of these techniques, I've designed it specifically for pole. Anyways, I recommend you go to the website, check it out. I'm really excited to finally have it out. It's been about 2 months of work. You've seen the flow chart, hopefully, that I posted. It's pretty intense. I think that, especially if you're a teacher, you would know this as well. A lot of people don't have the framework, they don't have the background to be able to be safe on pole, especially when it comes to acrobatics. And so I feel like it's important to learn, for instance, how to do a proper squat before you start worrying about, how do I flip in all these directions in the air? If you are interested in purchasing it during COVID-19 situation, I've created a coupon code, and it's stay home. All one word, stay home. Okay? If you do that, you'll get 40% off your purchase.